Didn't know today would be our last, or that I'd have to say goodbye to you so fast. I'm so numb I can't feel anymore. I'm praying you just walk back through that door and tell me that I was only dreaming. You're not really gone as long as I believe. There will be another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight. Always made my troubles feel so small, and you were always there to catch me when I'd fall. In a world where heroes come and go. Well, God just took the only one I know. So I'll hold you as close as I can, longing for the day when I see your face again. But until then, God must need another angel around the throne tonight. Your love lives on inside of me, and I will hold on tight. It's not my place to question, only God knows why. I'm just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight, singing hallelujah. Just jealous of the angels around the throne tonight.
Well, what a beautiful song to start the proceedings. And welcome to each and every one of you. Today we're here to celebrate the life of Yvonne Grace Down. And on behalf of Lynn and Paul, Jason and all of Yvonne's family, I wish to sincerely thank you for coming here today to participate in this gathering to honour Yvonne's memory. To those who are live streaming, we welcome you too. The technology makes it a little bit easier on the heart to be able to be a part of this, even though you're unable to attend. And we feel the love that you have for us today and the family. Thank you. Friends, a funeral is not a day in your life, but it's celebrating a life in one day. There are many joyful memories of this wonderful woman who was a mother to everyone, strong and stoic. To celebrate Yvonne and her life is a very, very fitting tribute. So please, let's do Yvonne proud today. We do, however, come here with mixed emotions, both mourning the loss of Yvonne and remembering the life that you have all shared with her. You've all come here to support each other as you pause to remember a very, very special woman in your life. So today is really a time of coming together to say your final goodbyes to Yvonne and to remember what she meant to you personally. And I know that each of you have in some way played a part in Yvonne's life. So this celebration for Yvonne is for you, but it's also for everyone here who shares with the heart. Death in a number of ways unites us all, and Yvonne's death for a time demands that each one of us put aside our toil, our cares and our pleasures to unite ourselves with each one here who share in the common bond of love and friendship for Yvonne. It is at a time like this that we stop the onrush of life and we pause for a little while and reflect. And when we think about Yvonne's life, there is a lot to reflect upon. The way Yvonne lived her life is a clear message to pass on to you all, to live a fuller and more meaningful life of your own. And because you all loved and respected her, her passing causes us to get our own set of values into the true perspective. We know for certain that we never lose the people that we love even to death. Yvonne's life leaves an indelible imprint in your hearts and in your memories. and we find comfort in knowing that our lives have been enriched by sharing Yvonne's life and her love. Friends, I know that you've all got your own special memories of Yvonne, and I'd like to invite her sister-in-law, Pauline Baker, to come and share memories from the family.
1939 was a significant year for many Australians. Talk of war in Europe was on many people's lips. Robert Menzies was sworn in for the first time as Prime Minister on the 26th of April 1939, and this was also the day that Yvonne Grace Baker was born. She was the second child of Hubert, usually known as Mick, and Jean Baker. The pregnancy was a bit of a shock for Jean, as she was still feeding her first child and thought you couldn't conceive so soon after giving birth. Her first child, Victor, was only 4 months old when the doctor gave her the happy news. Mick and Jean were living with Mick's mother, Catherine Baker, and 13-month-old Victor in Wentworthville when Yvonne was born. She was known as Dora, or Wowo, by family members as she grew up. The Baker family grew to include sisters Marie, Kathy, Susan, Sylvia and Louise, and baby brother Jeff, a family of 8 children in total. The family moved around the Wentworthville area quite a bit, living in Lytton, Vernon and Housen streets, as well as Hargrave Park. Yvonne attended Westmead Public School and Macarthur Girls High School. She liked school and did well. Family life was always hectic with so many children to look after. Responsibilities for the care of the younger children was shared among the older ones, with Yvonne leading the way. Marie and Kathy were the next in age to Yvonne. One of her most treasured possessions was her doll's pram. Living beside a creek, a 4-year-old Marie and a 2-year-old Kathy decided one day that they wanted to see if Yvonne's pram could float. They took it to the creek, tossed it in and watched it sink, much to Yvonne's horror when she found out. It was something she never let the two of them forget. Yvonne left school at age 15 and began her working life at Murray Brothers department store in Parramatta. It was the first time she had money of her own, but Yvonne paid a third of her earnings in board to her mother, quite a lot for the time. Working allowed her to have store-bought clothes, as Jean usually made most of the clothes the girls wore. It was a great luxury, which Yvonne valued. Sister Kathy used to borrow Yvonne's clothes without asking, and after they had been worn, Yvonne would find her dirty clothes in a big messed up pile under the bed. There was always a bit of a Barney to follow between the girls about this, but Kathy mostly came out on top. Yvonne would very generously allow Sue to borrow her clothes, and she certainly took better care of them than Kathy. Sylvia was permitted to wear Yvonne's shoes with cotton wool stuffed into the toes. On Friday evenings, on her way home from work, Yvonne would stop and buy a threepenny chocolate as a treat for Jeff, much to the dismay of Louise and Sylvia, who jealously felt left out. Yvonne and Victor were always close siblings and kept in touch throughout their lives, wherever Victor was living. Yvonne met Kevin Bruce Down when she was 19 years old. They went out together and often went out with Marie and Kenny. Eventually, the two became engaged and married at All Saints Church, Parramatta, in 1961, when Yvonne was 22 years old. Their first child, Lynn, was born in 1961. and was followed by Paul in 1962, and was followed by Paul in 1965, and later by Jason in 1973. Yvonne and Kevin lived initially in Meehan Street, Parramatta, and then bought a house in Wattle Street, Pendle Hill. Kevin worked hard and Yvonne cared for the children as they grew. During this time, she worked at Helena Rubinstein and at a nursing home in Castle Hill. Family life was busy for the Downs, with Kevin heavily involved in local rugby league and the kids playing happily in the park across the road from the family home. Yvonne supplied the ice blocks and band-aids to all the kids in the area. Children often squabble, and Lynn remembers how Yvonne was such a bad shot when she tried to throw a shoe at them when they were misbehaving. In 2005, Yvonne and Kevin moved to Buff Point, close to Mari and Kenny. Sue was not far away and joined Yvonne, Mari and Kathy in meditation and watercolour painting. Art became a passion for Yvonne, and through it she made many new and lasting friends. She loved living on the Central Coast. An avid reader, Yvonne loved a good book and read just about everything Jodi Picoult and Jeffrey Archer wrote. She enjoyed the movies and went many times with Sylvia or watched them on TV, often commandeering Kerry's chair and the TV remote. Some of her favourite TV shows were Days of Our Lives and the Outlander series. Yvonne was also the keeper of the family history and could always be relied upon to know who married whom, what were their names, and what were the names of all the grandparents, great-grandparents, and where they came from, and how many children, grandchildren, cousins, aunts and uncles there were. A lover of music, Yvonne particularly enjoyed songs performed by Josh Groban and any music played on the piano by Richard Clayderman or Kerry Philpott. Her favourite colour was green, and we acknowledge that today. Yvonne was excited to receive the first grandchild when Jason and Tracy had Jordan. The next grandchild to arrive was Lynn's son Sean, who was followed by Reese. Tracy and Jason then had Jake and Jade, giving Yvonne her 5 grandchildren. As a grandmother, Yvonne was a little bit parent, a little bit teacher, a little bit best friend, and a spoiler of them all. She can be remembered for her kindness and generosity to her family and the love she had for them. Yvonne valued the time she spent with Paul over the last 5 years and was appreciative of the support given to him by all her family. It was this close and special support given to her by her 3 children that allowed Yvonne to stay at home over the last months of her life. Paul acted as her live-in carer. Lynn travelled up from Glenmore Park regularly to stay and support Yvonne and Paul, and Jason, who lived nearby, was always there to help. From Lynn, Paul, Jason, Tracy and the grandchildren. Mum, Nana, we love you and will always remember you. You will forever be in our hearts. Mothers hold their children's hands for a while, but their hearts forever. Mari, who spent a large part of her life with Yvonne, has a special message. What can I say? I have lost my sister, my best friend. She has always been with me. We raised our families together, socialised together, married best friends, my Ken, Yvonne's Kevin. Worked together for over 20 years, holidayed together and moved to the Central Coast not long after each other. How I will miss her. My life will never be the same. All my love has gone with her to heaven. A sister is a gift to the heart, a friend to the spirit, a golden thread to the meaning of life. We love you, Yvonne, and will miss you always.
Pauline, it's very difficult to speak about someone that you love and to share memories on behalf of everyone else. And we all thank you for your efforts today, and you certainly did Yvonne proud today. Thank you. Friends, I'd like to invite Jordan and Sean to share a verse, A Wonderful Nan, on behalf of the grandchildren.
Sorry, I've just got to Google something and find something quickly. Sorry, I shouldn't joke. It's my way of coping. Just getting up, won't be a minute.
In loving memory of our wonderful Nan.
Of all the special gifts in life, however great or small, to have you as our Nan was the greatest gift of all.
May the winds of love blow softly and whisper in your ear, we love and miss you, Nan, and wish that you were here.
Deep in our hearts, your life is kept to love and cherish, not forget. No more tomorrow we can share, but yesterdays are always there.
A silent thought, a secret tear, keeps your memory ever near in our hearts forever. We love you, Nan.
Thank you.
Beautiful words with a lot of love attached to the words, and we can feel it. Thank you very much for sharing. And now I'd like to invite Kiara to share the verse My Mother's Garden on behalf of Yvonne's children, Lynn, Paul and Jason.
My mother kept a garden of the heart. She planted all the good things that gave my life a start. She turned me to the sunshine and encouraged me to dream, fostering and nurturing the seeds of self-esteem. And when the winds and rain came, she protected me enough, but not too much she knew I'd need to stand strong and tough. Her constant good example always taught me right from wrong, markers for my pathway to last my whole life long. I am my mother's garden, I am her legacy, and I hope today she feels the love reflected back from me.
Pauline, Jordan, Sean and Kiara. As I said, it's the most difficult thing is to speak about someone that you love. In my mother's garden, I know that she would feel the love reflected back from all of you today, and we thank you so very much for the efforts that you've put in today. We know how difficult it is. Thank you. Friends, as I said, you must all have your own special memories of Yvonne, so please allow this to be an opportunity to remind yourselves of the wonderful times that you have shared with her that puts a big smile in your heart.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, What a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also in the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, "How do you do?" They're really saying, "I love you." I hear babies crying, I watch them grow. They learn much more, and I'll never know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Memories light the corners of my mind. Misty watercolor memories of the way we were. Scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind, smiles we gave to one another for the way we were. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? If we had the chance to do it all again, tell me, would we? Could we? Memories may be beautiful, and yet what's too painful to remember, we simply choose to forget. So it's the laughter we will remember. Whenever we remember the way we were.
As this, that was worth waiting for, wasn't it? As the song said, memories, a kaleidoscope of memories, and if you keep them dear to your heart, Yvonne will be here with you always. Friends, I'd like to now invite you all to share a flower of remembrance with Yvonne.
Who can say for certain? Maybe you're still here. I feel you all around me. Your memory so clear. Deep in the stillness, I can hear you speak. You're still an inspiration. Can it be that you are mine forever, love, and you are watching over me from up above? Fly me up to where you are beyond a distant star. Upon tonight to see you smile, if only for a while to know you're there. A breath away is not far to where you are. Are you gently sleeping here inside my dream? And isn't faith believing all power can't be seen? As my heart holds you just one beat away, I cherish all you gave me every day. 'Cause you are mine forever, love, watching me from above. And I believe that angels breathe, and that love will live on and never
Well, there's a lot of love in this room today, and I have no doubt that she would be feeling this. Yvonne was a very special lady, beautiful inside and out. She was described to me by Paul as a beautiful soul, over-caring and good at looking after a family, a mother to everyone, stoic and strong. Friends, there is grief and hurt because you've lost this very special lady. Please remember that that pain is there because Yvonne's touched your hearts, and for that you're privileged. Your own personal memories of Yvonne will have come to the surface more strongly because of her passing, and while these memories remain in your hearts, so Yvonne will be with you. To quote beautiful words said, a life that touches the hearts of others lives forever. Yvonne loved and inspired people. She was a person who passed a part of herself to each of you, and therefore there's a part of her in all of you. And if there were more Yvonnes in this earth, this world would be a far, far better place. Yvonne had special people in her life, her children Lynn, Paul, Jason and wife Tracy, and grandchildren Jordan, Sean, Jake, Reese and Jade. The pain in your heart can be lightened just a little, knowing that Yvonne is now reunited with her husband Kevin and her furry companion Jet. And when Yvonne joins Kevin, she may be able to resume watching the Parramatta Eels with him as well. Some people say the measure of a successful life is whether or not you can say at the end of it that I've made a difference. Well, there's certainly no doubt here. Yvonne Grace Down. She made a huge difference. Friends, it is a comfort to all of Yvonne's family, Lynn, Paul, Jason and the extended family, to know that they are surrounded by so much love and respect for Yvonne today. An invitation is extended to each and every one of you to share time with the family for refreshments, and this will be held at the Budgie Boys Soccer Club. And I have no doubt that you'll be able to share some good memories and hopefully a few smiles and laughs as well. Friends, for all that are able, would you please stand for our farewell for Yvonne? Would you share with me in saying the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. Friends, we've reached the time of our farewell for Yvonne, and tenderly and lovingly we commit the body of Yvonne Grace Down to nature's keeping. We give thanks for Yvonne's life, and we remember with gratitude Yvonne's deep love of family and of life itself. We're grateful for the life that has been lived and for all that Yvonne's life has meant to each of us. We're glad that we saw Yvonne smile and felt the love in her heart. We cherish the memory of Yvonne's words, her deeds and her character. We cherish Yvonne's friendship, but most of all, her love. And Yvonne's memory will remain in each of your hearts forever. Friends, I'd like to leave you with this quote from Helen Keller. She said, "The best and most beautiful things in this world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart." And if by the end of Yvonne's life she's ended up touching your hearts, well then you are one very lucky person indeed. Friends, please leave our celebration for Yvonne today with happy hearts and happy memories, as we all know that Yvonne wouldn't want you to leave here with sadness today, just joy in her memory.
Tell me, what
Does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. So tell me, what do you do in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light? Is there music? Is there art and adventure? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived. So nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived. Does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say?